I'm Kairos, and this episode is sponsored by Subway. No, it's not, but I thought that'd be cool to say.
Little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck.
Just cue the intro. Anyways, last week we had a competition. You had the opportunity to win a custom designed shirt like this with the design of your choice if you picked the correct combinations of the fights in the main event. Only one person got as close to it as you could possibly get, and that is Alan Stewart. Congratulations, Alan. All you have to do to claim your prize is tweet me on Twitter and we'll hash out the details, whether you want me to send you the cash or whether you want me to ship the shirt to you. However you see fit, we will get it done. And for all of you people who didn't think I was serious, guess what? I did it. Now let's get straight to it. Let's talk about the main card for UFC Vegas 13. I think it's a Vegas or it's a fight night. It's something. It's Glover Teixeira versus Thiago Santos. Yes, the long-awaited return. It's been like 560 days since the guy last competed, and I'm gonna be realistic here. I think Thiago Santos has all the tools ever since he moved up to light heavyweight to deliver to Glover Teixeira. I know there's a lot of people out there who are expecting Glover to come out here and show that old men can get it done. Well, guess what? We just learned last week, no, they cannot. Time beats everyone. It doesn't matter what you have done. It doesn't matter what you're going to do. When you're fighting someone who is in the prime of their athleticism and you are not, you're more times than not going to get rolled over. And I think Glover Teixeira is going to get rolled over. Yes, Thiago Santos tore every single ligament in his knee, from his ACL, his MCL, his PCL, his meniscus. But I think he's had enough allotted time to come back healthy and explosive, and I don't think this fight's going to be very competitive. I'm going Thiago Santos, and I think he knocks Glover Teixeira out in the second round, maybe even the first round, just to make a statement. In the co-main event, we got Tanner Boser versus Andre Arlovski. Andre has done so much for the sport. He's fought for the heavyweight title. I believe he won the heavyweight title, fought in other organizations, and he has done so much. But once again, the young bloods are going to shut the lights out on these old guys. And to be fair, Tanner isn't even that young, but he's young for the heavyweight division. And I think that Andre Arlovski is going to have a real heart-to-heart after this fight, because I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be competitive. I think Tanner's going to come out there and finish Arlovski either in the first or the second round. And I think a lot of people are going to be asking for him to retire. I don't agree with telling someone that they need to retire or don't need to retire, because it's their career and it's their legacy and it's theirs to choose. But dang it, Andre, I think you gotta go. Next up, we got Raoni Barcelos versus Khalid Taha. Now, I had a lot of hopes for Taha. I think this is the right Taha. He was at UFC 243 with Adesanya versus Whitaker. I could be wrong, but either way, I think that Raoni Barcelos is going to put on a clinic. I don't think it's even gonna be fair. This guy has just found a way to finish fights that he shouldn't be finishing and beat opponents that he shouldn't be beating. And I'm waiting. I cannot wait for him to prove it this time. If I'm wrong, whatever. Last week's card didn't go that well. I think I did all right. But I think Raoni Barcelos is going to do well this week. Next up, we got Heinisch versus Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen has shown a supremacy on the ground. I don't think there's too many people who can go toe-to-toe with him when he's in his element at the middleweight division. Sure, I could be wrong. Sure, Jacare could have something for him. Sure, a few other fighters could. But I don't think too many people who don't have a number next to their name can contend with him on the ground. And although Heinisch has a number right now, I believe, I think Brandon Allen is going to safely win this via unanimous decision. If he doesn't, okay, great. He's going back to the drawing board. He's a young prospect. But I really do think this guy has tremendous potential. I think the sky is the limit for this guy, especially if he keeps developing his skill set, which he will. Last but not least, on the main card, we have Claudia Gadelha versus Yan Xiaonan. If this was a few years ago, I'm going to be real with you, I would pick Claudia without thinking twice about it. But we started to see a little bit of a decline in her career. She's taking a lot of damage in a lot of fights. You saw what Jessica Andrade did to her about 2 to 3 years ago. That took miles off of her career. Her fight with Angela Hill, it looked like it took a little bit off of her too. Both fights with Joanna Jędrzejczyk definitely put a little wear and tear on her. I really am worried about this fight because Yan is on a surge right now. Sure, she hasn't fought the toughest of competition, but she beat Kylan Curran, she beat Karolina Kowalkiewicz, she beat Angela Hill, she beat a few other staples in the division. Granted, some of those fighters are no longer in the UFC, but she still looked impressive while fighting them. And this might be a little too much, too early for her. And if I had to be honest, I think it is. Now that I'm starting to speak it out into myself. Yes, Yan has the skill set. Yes, she has the ability to win this fight. But does she necessarily have the experience fighting tough people who can present different problems and flip game plans on at the flip of a coin? And I think that's a very valid question. So that being said, I'm going to go with Claudia Gadelha. I hope she gets it done. But if Yan gets it done, it's her time to shine. And if Claudia cannot, she should be probably thinking about moving up to 125 pounds so she doesn't deteriorate her body getting down to straw weight. Because I think she's a pretty heavy 115er. Not to be disrespectful, I'm not trying to say that she's fat or anything, but I think that she just cuts a lot of weight to get down to 115 pounds if we're just being honest. And last but not least, we have the preliminary card. Now, I'm not going to be breaking down all of these fights. I'm just going to tell you two names right now. Giga Chikadze and Trevin Giles. These two guys throw down, and they're two people who are poised to have a performance of the night, or maybe even a fight of the night. I'll be posting the remainder of my picks on the screen. None of these picks are backed with as much research as I usually do for a lot of them because, frankly, I just didn't have the time this week. So do not bet your car note, do not bet your rent, do not bet insurance, but do not bet nothing on these, on anything that I say, because I am not responsible for your financial loss or your gain. You did that yourself. You are a grown adult, and I will not be held responsible for that. Anyway, last but certainly not least, we have a few announcements I'm going to be uploading more frequently than once a week. We're going to be breaking down fight announcements. We're going to be handling current events. We're going to be handling every single thing the UFC has to offer. And maybe some other organizations like Bellator and 1FC and KSW and a few other ones. We are going to be making sure we produce content for you all. Thank you so much. I am Kairos. This is the right time and the right place. To stay up to date with me, follow me on Twitter at KairosMMA and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.